Guys, and today I wanted to talk about the San Antonio Spurs, and we have started the series because we finished the upcoming offseason priorities series. Now we're doing my offseason predictions. So I want to hear right now down below if you're a Spurs fan or if you're just an NBA fan, what are your offseason predictions for the San Antonio Spurs this upcoming offseason? They have 3 first-round picks, 1 lottery pick, and they have another 2 picks at the later stage of the draft, the 20th pick and the 25th pick. So they have 3 first round picks, and they're going to have, as of right now, they have about $43 million in cap space. And a lot of people, including myself, are expecting them and speculating a Doug McDermott trade, which will open up $56 million in cap space. So they have enough money to reel in a big fish. So right now, down below in the comment section, let me hear your opinions. What is your prediction? Why should they do it, and how will they do it? Let me hear those predictions. And like and subscribe for more daily NBA content. Okay? And if we look at the draft picks, hey, I think we all agree. Keegan Murray, imagine a lineup. If they stay at the 9th pick, or if they move up a little bit to trade up, it should be for a guy like Keegan Murray, because they don't have to trade up too much. They can just maybe move up a few spots and still keep one of their picks and get themselves a guy, Keegan Murray, which will allow Calvin Johnson to play small forward where he's better suited. Devin Vassell at shooting guard, DeJounte Murray at point guard, power forward Keegan Murray, Jokic Pirtle at center position. And if you guys do want to move on from Jokic Pirtle, which I personally don't think you should, he's a top 5 defensive center in the league and arguably a top 10 top 10 center in the league. Besides that, but he's arguably the 5th best defensive center in the NBA, and he's only making 9.3. And if you were to move away, that's when you look at Jalen Duren. But I'm going with that they keep, and you put Keegan Murray out. You get Keegan Murray on this team, because then you have Josh Richardson, Lonnie Walker, Romeo Langford, Joshua Primo, Keita Bates-Diop, Trey Jones, and Jock Landale and Joe Wieskamp, all backing up, the starting lineup of Murray, Keegan Murray, DeJounte Murray, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, and Jokic Pirtle. I like that. And that's just before they even go into free agency, because people don't realize there's going to be some big fishes like Zach LaVine, okay? And that's where I think everything gets interesting with this team, because the San Antonio Spurs have missed the playoffs 3 straight seasons in a row. But we know Greg Popovich is loving this. He's loving it. And again, a guy like Keegan Murray, who averaged 24 points on 64% true shooting, almost 9 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 1.5 steals a game in college, would be perfect. And they also have, picks in the 20. And you're looking at guys like Nikola Jovic and Ousmane Deng or Max Christie as players that they could potentially go after. And I think the best part is that they're going to have, if they do make the moves, almost $50 million in cap space. And I think that's something that's really interesting, because first they should re-sign Lonnie Walker to a 1-year deal unless they can get him on a very cheap, team-friendly multi-year deal. And I don't expect another team to come with a big offer in restricted free agency for Walker. And I think if they bring him back on a favorable deal with Keegan Murray and Lonnie Walker on a team-friendly deal, you would have a bench that could be Lonnie Walker, Trey Jones, Joshua Primo, Josh Richardson, if they keep Doug McDermott, Zach Collins, Jock Landale, Romeo Langford, Keita Bates-Diop, Joe Wieskamp, and whoever they draft, okay? And I know they'd have to cut somebody, but look, McDermott is a player they likely will move, because if they trade McDermott for a first-round pick, rather than have his value decrease by holding him on too long, they can go get somebody else too, okay? Or they can package him. But if you look at this with Zach LaVine, potentially being in free agency, because he said, Miles Bridges is another one. Jalen Brunson. I would love Miles Bridges to come here. If they go for Miles Bridges, I expect them not to draft Keegan Murray, and maybe they do trade and try to bring in Jalen Duren. And I just think if they look at, Miles Bridges, Zach LaVine, I wouldn't mind Jalen Brunson. Lou Dort could fit in, but I really want guys who can shoot, okay? And also, Ricky Rubio type guy or a Tyus Jones would be a very good veteran to bring in the locker room. I would like that. But I really think when you look at this free agency, the best bet is to go for a Miles Bridges, or I don't know if they can swing Zach LaVine, but Victor Oladipo, Chris Boucher, okay, Gary Payton II are all guys that I feel like could help fill out this roster. Dante DiVincenzo, another guy that I think they should go after. These are all guys I think they could be targeting in free agency, because it's not like the Spurs for them to go after huge dogs, but I think if they can make the right moves and fill out this roster, because we agree the thing that the Spurs need is 3-point shooting, and I really think it's just 3-point shooting and another primary scorer. They just need another guy because, look, Keldon Johnson's a high team. He's a perfect third guy. DeJounte Murray needs a co-star who can also score 20 points. Then Keldon Johnson and Devin Vassell are the third and fourth options with everyone else taking turns. But we need another guy, and that's why I look at Miles Bridges. You look at Victor Oladipo hoping that he can recapture that lightning in a bottle and be somewhat like the player he was in Indiana. But if you don't go that route, you look at guys like Ricky Rubio, Tyus Jones, who can try to have, the Cleveland Cavaliers effect. But that's where I look at, guys like Miles Bridges, okay, maybe even a Jalen Brunson. If they could swing Zach LaVine, that'd be amazing. I mean, DeAndre Ayton's going to free agency, but I doubt he leaves. And that's what I'm saying. And, there should be guys who will be up in the market for trade. And that'll be interesting, like a Malcolm Brogdon. He could be good, okay? I think it's just interesting.